Hey guys, Jay here with Legend Fragrances. Today we're going to be talking about Insurrection Pure 2 by Reyanne Tradition. This is another Creed Aventus clone or inspired cologne, if you will. This is an interesting one because it smells really, really good when you first get it. It's a really good starter cologne as far as if you're just getting into collecting fragrances, this is a good one to start you out in the Creed Aventus direction. But as you go on and you get more Creed Aventus inspired colognes, you're going to realize that this is going to be a cheaper option, cheaper smelling, more synthetic. But it does do some good things. So I do want to make a review on it, because I think that it is somewhat unique in that space. Yes, it smells like all the other ones to some degree, but it's a little bit more of a fresh take on it. It's a little bit more musky and I would say floral than the other ones, which are more fruity and more smoky. Okay, if you're looking for just total fruity, I would say, Mont Blanc Explorer is just very, very fruity, very synthetic fruity. I didn't get much musk at all in Mont Blanc Explorer. I didn't get really any smokiness in Mont Blanc Explorer. I just got fruitiness, okay? This one is more floral and musky. I think they really ramped up the birch and the oak moss, okay? I don't get a whole lot of fruit in this. It's there, but it's kind of in the background, and it's probably so synthetic that it's just not really that detectable. So to me, this comes across more fresh, more floral, and more musky, which I like. It's not bad. A lot of people prefer, more smoky Aventus clones, such as Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT, which is a great option for if you like smokiness. It's synthetic smokiness, but this one is just, again, more floral, more musky. There's more oak moss, I believe, in this one. It's closer to Afnan Supremacy Silver, which in my opinion, pound for pound, I think Afnan Supremacy Silver is the best Creed Aventus clone, in my opinion, as far as quality is concerned. I think it's neck and neck to Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT, but I prefer Afnan Supremacy Silver a little bit more. It's just the ingredients. It's just personal preference. As far as the closest one to Creed Aventus, they all do pretty well. They're all pretty close, in my opinion, as far as just capturing the general gist of it. You're gonna have a lot of bergamot in here. Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's a $25 cologne, and you have to think, well, if you're on a budget, I would absolutely recommend Club de Nuit Intense Man or Afnan Supremacy Silver over this, 100%, 1000%. But if you're a collector, or you just like that Creed Aventus DNA, and you want to collect all of them, that you can, you got money to burn, I'd say this is interesting. It's an interesting pickup. It's good. It's a good rendition of it. Again, I think it's somewhat unique in that space, because it does something a little different. It's a little more of a fresh take on it. It's a little more of a oak moss, more woody, I think, as opposed to smoky and fruity. But earlier I said, when I first got it, it smelled really great, because over time the bottle somewhat, or the ingredients somewhat went downhill, which can happen. That happens if you're collecting over a couple years. You go through a couple hot summers, or you leave it out in your car on accident or something, and the ingredients will be damaged or warped in some way. This one took a little bit of a hit, but it's still somewhat, it hasn't gone totally bad. It's still decent. It's just degenerated a little bit. But I will say, when I first got it, and it was fresh and it was strong, it was a really good, really good fragrance. As far as projection and performance, it's decent. I think it's sexy. I do think it's sexy. Is it synthetic? Yes, but I think it's sexy, and the performance is decent enough to where people around you can smell you. And I think that I think this is actually, I think this is one of the sexier ones. You know, you have like Mont Blanc Explorer. I don't think Mont Blanc Explorer is very sexy. It's just too fruity. It's too generic, in my opinion. Off-Note Supremacy Silver is good, but it's a little more, if we're talking sexiness, because that's what, you know, when people think when people think Creed Aventus style, they want that sexy crowd pleaser, masculine. That's what they're going for. I think this is one of the sexier ones, in my opinion. I definitely would get it over Mont Blanc Explorer. I definitely, there's what is it? Imperial. It's Fragrance World Imperial or something like that. I have it, but it's not. I wouldn't go with that one. It's not a good choice. People say it's in the Elysium, Roja Dove Elysium, or Creed Aventus inspired style. I wouldn't go with that one. Fragrance World. No, this one's a better deal. It does have a little bit of a what's the word? You know, with that vanilla, it does have a little bit of like cream soda vibe to it. It's very creamy, a little bit woody, creamy. Yeah, I would say if you're interested in Creed Aventus, check this out. If you're interested in those inspired style colognes, definitely check this one out. It's a really good one as far as uniqueness goes. But again, it is a bit generic. It is a bit synthetic. Over time, you know, I feel like the bottle has dissipated, so keep it stored correctly. I might have to get another bottle of it, because I do remember how good it was when I first got it. But yes, it's a bit synthetic. It is what it is. Decent pickup for $25. If you're on a budget, 100% don't get it. Go with Club de Nuit Intense Man, CDIM, Club de Nuit Intense Man, EDT, or go with Off-Note Supremacy Silver if you're on a budget. Again, if you like this style and you're a collector and you just want to get all the ones, for sure you're going to want to get this one, in my opinion. I don't like the other Reyanne Tradition offerings. They had one that's, I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but it's a Mugler, Thierry Mugler, Pure Havane clone or something like that, and I didn't like it at all. So don't be, you know, if you get this one and you're like, oh, this is really good, and then you think you can get the other ones from this house, I wouldn't go for it. It is synthetic. And the ingredients are not the most natural smelling. But with that said, in the air, and that's the same thing with like Club de Nuit Intense Man, EDT, in the air, the sillage is really good. And I think it's the same with this. It still smells good, you know, right up to your nose on paper or on skin. It does smell good, but it is a bit synthetic. But in the air, that's where things work their wonders, is with the sillage. Again, performance is decent. It's an EDT. It lasts maybe like 4 or 5 hours of decent projection. You get a nice little scent and bubble around you, and ultimately, I'd say about between 5 to 7 hours on skin. So it's about average, maybe a little bit below average. Maybe sits somewhat close to the skin, but I think if someone's within like a couple feet of you, they're for sure going to smell you. So, anyways, really good offering. Check it out. Insurrection Pure 2 Reyanne Tradition. Jay here with Legend Fragrances. Thanks for listening.